Are you wondering how to propagate your own loquats from seed? Well, today is your lucky day because today I'm going to be showing you everything that you need to know in order to successfully grow your own loquats from seed. From potting mixes, where to get the seeds, what kind of pots to use, to even my own personal magical juice that I use to get over 95% germination rate. So if you're interested in learning, well, make sure you keep on watching. All right guys, let's go ahead and get to it. So there are a few things that you're gonna need in order to propagate your loquats from seed. First thing you're gonna need, well, you're gonna need some type of potting mix. What I like to use personally, especially when propagating seedlings, it's gonna be coco coir. This stuff you can buy online. As soon as you get it, let it soak in water and it will expand. I like this because, well, most times it's sterile. It doesn't have any dirt in it. It doesn't have any stuff that you don't want in there. It will readily soak up the water when you water it. And if it goes fully dry, it's not gonna go hydrophobic like a lot of potting mixes out there, especially peat moss. But if you don't have this, you can use whatever you want. This is not gonna make or break your germination rate. This is just what I like to use personally. Now, next thing you're gonna need a container. If you're only doing a few seeds, you really don't need anything special. You can use a cup like this if you're only doing a few. This is the size that we start selling in here at the nursery. This is a 4-inch container. But today I'm gonna be using seed trays like this because I got a lot of seeds and I don't have all the space to store my seeds until they germinate and they are ready for sale, because it takes several months. If I had the space, I would put them directly in these containers right here. I would put probably about 50% in these containers and 50% in this 1-gallon container right here. But if you're propagating a lot of them at once and you don't have the space like me, getting seed trays like this is gonna be the way to go. And lastly, you are going to need seeds, just like this. You can see them soaking in water. And where do you get seeds? Well, I'm lucky enough that I have 3 loquat trees in the ground, so every year I've been getting my own seeds. As you can see, loquat season is ending, and the seeds over here, they're drying. The fruits are drying out. But yeah, if you have a loquat tree or you have a friend, get the seeds directly from them. If not, you can also purchase them online. Unfortunately, I do not sell the seeds, and I will tell you the reason why in just a minute. Alright, so while I'm getting ready over here, let's talk about the propagation method that I use in order to germinate over 95% of the seeds that I actually stick in the trays. And that is going to be the seeds themselves. If you've been trying to propagate loquats from seed and you failed in the past, this is most likely why. Your seeds need to be fresh. Yes, you cannot let the seeds dry, because as soon as they become dry, their germination rate is going to go down drastically. So how can you get fresh seeds? Well, for one, best way to get them is from a tree itself. If you don't have a tree nearby you, then you're gonna have to buy them online. So how can you get fresh seeds if you buy them online? Well, you need to buy them during the season. Loquat season in most of the United States is gonna be usually April, May, and June. So during those months, if you buy the seeds online, the likelihood of getting fresh seeds is gonna be a lot higher than if you buy them any other time of the year. In my experience, you cannot preserve loquat seeds long term. How long can you actually keep them? Well, as soon as you harvest the seeds, you need to keep them moist. Do not let them go dry. So the seeds that I have in here, they've been in this container over here for about a week. Reason why is because I haven't had the time to actually do anything with them. So in the meantime, I let them soak. But the minute they go dry, the germination rate will go down drastically. If you ever buy seeds online and the seeds come in a bag and they're all dry, you know those seeds are not fresh. And you know those seeds, the germination rate is gonna go way down. Am I saying they will not sprout? Well, I can tell you honestly, most of them will not sprout. You will probably get a few of them. So if you're buying them off season and you just need a few trees, well, my recommendation is to buy a lot more than you need, so that way you can get at least a few seeds to sprout. Now here, when I do this trace, if I use fresh seeds, I literally get at least 95% germination rate. And most of the times, those seeds that don't sprout, it's technically not the seed itself, it is my fault. Because my misting system in my greenhouse, sometimes I guess I have some dead spots where it doesn't really mist that well. And I don't notice it, so the seeds go dry. And that's the main reason why I lose some of the seeds. But as you can see over here, I'm just laying down the potting mix in my seed trays, and then I use my fingers to poke a hole in there, and that is exactly where the seed is going to go. You do not need anything special. No magical juices required. I know you were probably looking to get something that you can buy off the shelf that's gonna increase your germination rate. What I'm here to tell you, that is a myth. You don't need anything special. I literally just get my seeds, get my seed trays, get my potting mix ready like this, and then I stick the seeds in there, and that's it. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the next step. How long are they gonna take to germinate? How to take care of your seeds while they're germinating. To get the best results. Well, let me show you my setup. So if you guys haven't seen my videos before, this is my germination greenhouse, and I use misters right here that come on for a few seconds every few minutes. This is great for propagating cuttings, but also great for doing seedlings. Do you have to spray your loquat seeds every few minutes? No. The key to germination is you need to keep them moist. Do not let them dry. That's it. It's that simple. However you want to water them, it's up to you. If you don't have a misting system like I do, which is very easy to set up, I actually have a timer, irrigation timer review you guys can check to give you an idea what you need in order to set one up. But if you don't have one, you can also get this trays right here, and then you can sit your little cups or your containers or even the seed trays inside this container right here, and every few days all you gotta do is just fill it up with water. The potting mix itself will soak up the water from the bottom, and that will keep your seeds from going dry. So how long is it going to take to germinate? Well, that brings us to temperature. Obviously you got to use fresh seeds, so propagation time, it's always going to be as soon as you pick your seeds, which is going to be in the spring through the summer. So do not propagate your loquats any other time of the year, because your germination rate is probably going to be almost zero, especially if you do them in the winter time. You need heat in order for your seeds to actually germinate. How hot is enough? Well, for me, normally right now it's about the night temperatures. You want your night temperatures to be about 70 degrees consistently every single night, and expect it to go higher. Those are the best conditions for germination. The hotter the night temperatures, the faster your seedlings are gonna grow. I've noticed some people use the paper method, the paper towel method, and they put them in a little Ziploc bag to get the seeds to germinate and all that. You know what, guys? That's complicated. It's not needed. In my opinion, it's a waste of time. Just go ahead and stick your seeds directly in the containers. Put them outside in the shade. Do not let them go dry, and you're done. How long they're gonna take to germinate? Now, loquat seeds take a little while to germinate, especially if you use this method right here. For me, normally I'm not gonna start getting any sprouts easily for the next 2 to 3 months. Now let me show you another tray that I did last year. So this tray was done at the same time last year. So these seedlings right here, they are about coming up to a year old. And you can see I have some plugs in there that are empty. Well, those, the birds, when they start sprouting, that's gonna be the main issue you're gonna have if you do them outside. They're gonna, eat them. So you're gonna have to put a little cage over them just to protect them. But yeah, this guy's right here, about a year old. And then you can see the roots coming down the bottom. They are ready to be potted. Now let me go ahead and show you the 1 gallons that I have. Now these are the 1 gallons that I got right here. And this guy's right here in the 1 gallons, they're about a year and a half old. This were started straight in the 1 gallon containers. Like I said earlier, we start some in bigger containers because that saves on potting. If I had the space, I would do all of them in this size container or the other size, the 4-inch pot that I show you, so that way we don't have to pot them. But if you're trying to minimize space, the seed trays is the way to go. Once your seedlings are about this size, then it's time to pot them. What size container to put them in? Well, that's technically up to you, to be honest. But usually you want something that's just slightly bigger than your actual seedling. You don't want to go too big because loquat plants will not actually grow up until they're fully rooted on the bottom, whether that is in the container or in the ground. So if you want your loquat tree to actually grow, always potting increments, only a few inches wider and a few inches deeper. Nothing too crazy. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and put in a little 1 gallon container that I have here. What potting mix to use? Here at the nursery, I just use whatever potting mix that I recycled. Nothing special. And if you want to know about potting mixes, I got a video where I explain in details all about potting mixes. And that's it. Now this loquat right here will take probably about 6 months easily to root this container, and another 6 months to even start growing. And that is how fast your loquats are actually gonna start to grow. That was my propagation video for loquats. Unfortunately, sorry to disappoint you, but I did not use anything magical about it. Everything is common sense, and the only thing that you really gotta worry about is getting fresh seeds and propagating at the right time of the year. Remember the night temperatures. Other than that, you do not need to buy anything special. You do not need any special germination techniques. If you want to learn how to water loquats, how to grow loquats, how to everything loquats, I got links in the description where I explain in details what else to do, what comes after you pot your loquats. But anyways guys, I believe I covered everything in this video that you need in order to successfully grow your own loquats. When I started guys, I did not know anything. Everything that I just told you, I learned by myself through trial and error. So hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions, comment below. If you like the video, don't forget to like it so more people can see what true gardening is about. And as always, I will see you next time.